So we're going to talk about becoming a Reiki practitioner, and I'm going to talk through the lenses of an Akashic record reading that I just did with a client. So she was asking me about gifts and purpose and soul mission, and when I was channeling her higher self, I said, oh, do you know that you have the archetype to be an extremely proficient Reiki master? And she was saying, oh, that made sense because when she was younger, she was super into learning about meditation and chakras and energy healing in general, like as a small child. And I was like, yeah, that's because your archetype. But she was saying that she tried to learn about Reiki and it wasn't really resonating with her or clicking. And so she didn't think it was her thing. And I said, oh, that's because you're a different type of Reiki practitioner because there's lots of different kinds. And the reason I say this is because I am one of those Reiki practitioners, Reiki masters, the type that she is, and I wanted to explain it here today in case you are one too. So there are Reiki practitioners that can send healing energy based on specific things, right? Like with your finances, or maybe with perfectionism, people pleasing, or if we have mother wounds. And what that's doing is going into your energy field and helping clear those things out on a frequency level. And there are other type of Reiki practitioners that actually go into your subconscious and explain to you verbally why things are correlated the way that they are, or why you experience that trauma, or where it's coming from. Because we are multidimensional beings that heal on a frequency level with our light body, but then we're also human beings that have a 3D mind, a mental body, and we have to explain sometimes why things work the way that they do for people. I am a very logical and analytical person, even though I'm extremely woo and esoteric, and I like having things explained to me because it helps me better understand myself on a deeper level. And I love Reiki practitioners that can send healing energy, and I do that as well sometimes too, but that's not my main modality in the way of doing things. And there's a whole group of people that also like to have things explained to them. And I was telling my client, because they're a logical and analytical based person, they like to have input and output. And I said, that's a type of Reiki where you learn what all wounds come from what chakras and where they're held and what traumas. And so then when you're going into people's energy fields, you can see where those things lie in their different meridian lines, or how it's connected to inner child stuff, or stuff in their teens, or stuff in adulthood. You can help them decipher why they're experiencing behavioral patterns and triggers and blocks, and help them create forward movement. But when we think about Reiki, sometimes we don't think in those terms. We think of, oh, I'm sending somebody healing energy for them to receive that. And again, that's a beautiful modality, and it's helping people heal on a frequency level. But then there's a lot of other people that need things explained to them. And one of the reasons that Reiki was not clicking for me originally, because I got into the Akashic records before Reiki, and then I tried to learn it, and I was like, oh, this is not making sense. I don't get this. And I said, we'll put it down, and if it's meant to come back around, it will. And that is because in between that time, I realized my gifts can look very different from other practitioners, and that is totally okay. And once I gave myself that permission slip, then I started learning how to become a Reiki master in my own unique way. It's like how I had to learn that I don't need to see images in my mind's eye in order to be a really proficient frequency finder and healer, because I don't have clairvoyance as one of my strong gifts. I have clairsentience and claircognizance and clairaudience, but that's because that's how I am supposed to utilize my magic for the people that I work with. And so I wanted to share this in case it helps you on your journey, that maybe the way that you are utilizing your magic is the exact way that you're supposed to. And sometimes we do need those permission slips from other people of, hey, it's not supposed to be this cookie cutter thing. That's not what spirituality is about in totality anyway. And so maybe you need to find the way that works best for you. And if you're a Reiki practitioner that also helps people this way of helping them understand their subconscious and why things are correlated the way that they are, and how that impacts their chakras, I would love to hear in the comments. Or if you have questions, I would love to hear them as well.